Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed and welcome to Vampire's Melody. Now this is a game about finding a lovely, majestic vampire just sleeping around near a tree, and it's our job to just go with them wherever they please, because I think that's how vampires go, is it not? Let's get to it. First blood. For those in the UK right now, you can just experience what we're going through right now, for goodness sakes. Like, all this rain on a starry night of sorts. Our vampires are weak to rain of sorts. I never weak to garlic and all that. Oh, we need to click it with the mouse, for goodness sakes. Come on, man, this is the time you need to show your courage and run away from these heathens. Every joint and tendon in my body hurts so much, and my wet clothes are sticking to me like a form of binding, making it difficult to move. Oh no, not a blazing fire in the forest. At least there's water, but for goodness sakes, it would be better if there's no fire at all. Gradually my vision recovers and I can see light from a fire nearby. It probably started from a lightning just now. Damn it, nature fire. Well, it's probably only minutely better than fires caused by man. This is too conspicuous. Maybe I should remain in the darkness where I belong. This is not the end, dear man. This is far from over. How dare you rip? Oh. Okay, maybe we should have went to a fire then if that was going to be the case. We didn't even track this time before we even got into the game. The joys of life. Maybe we should go to the fire if we know our fate. My instincts urge me to approach the fire. There's a small patch of foliage that got ignited by lightning. Despite the heavy rain, the small fire is burning steadily and can stay alight for at least half an hour. How did you land on something dry when it's all wet? I get up with my eyes open. From the illumination provided by the fire outside, I realise I've fallen into a hole on the tree, and I'm not the only one here. A girl is lying quietly inside. Hello? Any response? You there? With the lovely ornaments and all that, the girl is curled up with her back facing the tree's opening. She has attractive long silvery hair that barely covers her pure white cheeks, and her skin is so delicate it might crumble if the wind blows across. You think it's as fragile as glass or something? She doesn't seem to have any visible wounds or signs of injury, but how come she's sleeping here and won't wake up? It's almost as if she's dormant right now. I crawl across carefully and place my finger across her nose, Oh? My hand is still numb after it got drenched by the rain earlier, and the girl's breathing feels quite shallow. I can't tell whether she's still alive. Yeah, Missy, these are exceptional circumstances, but there's no other way. Sorry about that. Oh, great. Not these areas, for goodness sakes. How does it? Complete prologue! Oh yeah, I love the cute background there. It's so cold and so tiring. I wonder how much longer do I need to run before I can elude them. Whose story are we facing now? Mysterious that your memories of recent have been erased. It's almost as if this girl here is responsible for that. That's also mysterious. Your injuries have been healed. Oh, she's now awake after forcing her to get up. What? What is it? You have a voice. The girl is responding this time. Surprisingly, she seems to be growling in annoyance after being woken up. Her voice is sweet and clear, but yet she looks irritated and she pushes my hand away. You've finally woken up. Get up quickly, there's a monster, we need to run. Are you calling her the monster? I nearly told her I'm a Norlean, yet I'm also worried that she may be a Yaldian and give me trouble. Escape from the trouble? And what do you want me to... Monster, what's going on? I'm quite certain I heard rumbling noises for a short while ago. Good grief, I can't even sleep at all. God, this vampire only cares about sleeping, doesn't it? Yeah, she's dumbfounded because she's a vampire. And look what's happening right now, there's sunlight. Like, vampires and sunlight don't go well together. Well, for the vampire anyways. Calling her aristocratic is a little bit prejudiced, don't you think? You should look at all of her features and determine what she might be. Or even look at those little teeth that she has as well. She's probably been asleep for so long that she doesn't even know what the word town is. Hurry up and go, Missy! Aww. I pat her shoulder to encourage her to pick up the pace. Come on, girl, let's get going. I'm the one who's out of breath all the time. Don't touch me any time you like. Exactly. Yeah, you were a bit hesitant, man. She angrily brushes away my hand and walks off on her own. It should be along this direction. I hopefully point a direction behind me. She frowns and returns to me grudgingly. Sorry, it's a habit of mine. I would usually talk like this at the kitchen where I work. Shut up and leap away properly. Okay. Yes. Yes, madam. I wouldn't say that. She intently casts her deep purple eyes straight at me as if she's checking on something. Scent? I'm a bit confused. What did I do last night? No, but this scent is certainly... She just looks away and bites her lips while muttering to herself without asking my question. Yep, that happens a lot. Deep in thought, you don't answer any questions. You're just deep in thought. Okay, that's a look of despair. The girl suddenly stops in her tracks and calls out in alarm, snapping me out of my thoughts. She looks completely surprised, much more than that, when she saw the huge yellow dragon. Yes, the digger's coming this way. I also quickly turned to look in that direction. Is it... That's not a big yellow dragon, that's a city. That's a town. This is very futuristic, I'm not gonna lie. I thought there's some sort of medieval time, but no. It looks like a vampire probably awoken from medieval times, or whichever times it was, and now we're in a scape of futurism. Now that answers a lot of questions. When we fell in, it must have been medieval, but when we awoken, we are in the future. It wasn't just one night. You somehow either time traveled or remain isolated in time for so many years, man. Or the other thing it could be is that we're in 1972 right now, but we were in 1672. Because this small town is no small town anymore. This little boy grew up to be a gigantic man. Was it? But how did it turn out this way? I thought 10 years would pass at most. Why? How does it? 10 years? What do you mean 10 years? I quickly grab her and press on with my questions. She were my lifeline. What do you know? Quickly, tell me what is going on. Let me think. Don't think time travel. Or you cast the wrong spell which allows you to sleep for 300 years rather than 10 years. Must be some hibernation process for the vampire. Me. It's me. I'm the problem here. What did I do? The girl suddenly glares at me after some time. Me? I pointed myself to confirm, but I didn't hear her. Ronnie. Yeah. What did I do? Right. You're the only thing that changed in my plans. Oh, great. Isn't that just spectacular? It has everything to do with you. It's obvious. I'm sure I ended up here because of you. You definitely know how to return too, right? You're stupid. First of all, you ended up here because it's your own doing. Secondly, nobody's stopping you if you want to return to whichever place. Just find your way back, that's all. Darling, time travel is nothing to bish about. Oh. Hey! 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 Someone is kicking my stomach. Who's calling me? I blindly open my eyes and see a silhouette in front. Is it that vampire again? You are... you again. Hi? I slowly regain my vision, then I realise that a dark figure under the moonlight is none other than a girl inside the tree. You're awake. I've been calling you for a long time. Who's John? How did you deal with them then? Unfortunately, dealt with? It took me quite a lot of effort, but I'm surprised you still care about them. Were you mad just now? Mad? You'd want to die so much by provoking that bunch of guys. You think you can go back 3 centuries if you die? No. I only want to ask them for help. Things have changed since those times. If you try and ask someone for a ride nowadays, it's just not gonna work. Yeah, well, that's my theory from earlier confirmed. Time travel! Well, that's actually in the synopsis of the game, for goodness sakes. It's not exactly a theory when it's right in the synopsis. You might lose your life anytime. Yep, well, that's for all of us, really. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Still about the scent, huh? Well, then again, saying that, it was when, like, the protagonist was about to touch her torso, which was when things started to become weird. And then this happened. Well, this certainly is a good. The state of being in someone's power or having great power over someone. I don't want to be under them. I want to be equals, for goodness sakes. What are you saying this time? Deal? Farrell? I don't get what you mean at all. She paused for a moment before smiling at me. My name is Yella Lester. I'm a vampire and come from a far more distant past. Wow. Yella? I slowly recite her name. This is a vampire's name? Ha 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 ha. This girl is actually a vampire? And who can define normal as well? A normal person probably wouldn't believe a vampire's word. Furthermore, this one is quite likely to be some rich girl with a mental problem. That's why she called herself a vampire. Nothing good will come from following her. Nah, maybe you're right. I'm just crazy. Eh? I don't want to have anything more to do with this girl. Wait! I ignore her calls for me to stay and run away resolutely. I'm on my own journey now, which is going to be ended up in failure. Times have moved on then. You're slowly grasping the situation you are in. Make yourself use in this timeline. And? Another and? There is no vampire. We're discovering all of the endings of these multiple choice scenarios. It's like one of them goes to an end and another one goes towards the continuation of the story. Fine then, we will go to the other thing. Actually, think about that now. We did not believe her. At this point, what's the difference between whether or not I believe you? Yeah, I have no place I can call my home in this world. Even if I believe her, it won't change anything. Looks like you choose to disbelieve. What are you going to do? Yella comes closer and taps me with her sharp index finger. Don't you point at me. I will prove it to you. Your neck has my mark. If I can have a mirror to prove that would be lovely. Color me crazy, large hands. 300 years ago, you sealed a deal with me inside that hole in the tree. The mark on your neck is the proof of our agreement. What deal? I didn't agree to it. I had no words to say if I agreed to you. You was asleep the whole time. Okay, this is some lore behind the contract. If you go too far away from your master, you'll shrivel up and die, and your spirit will be wandering around. She closes her eyes and her lips curl up as though she's deriving pleasure from toying with a bed. You. And vampire isn't up to anything good at all, after all. I've been protecting you in all these 300 years. You should think of a way to repay me before you leave. How do I do that? Fine, fine. How shall I repay you then? No hurry. We have plenty of time. I might have woken up later than expected by more than 2 centuries. Yeah, 290 years later. But I'm well prepared for all eventualities. Never have a Farrell like you. We shouldn't have any major problems. Perhaps you already took me into account a long time ago? How so? I didn't expect you at all. But it isn't always a bad thing. Yeah, the surprising things in life can actually be good. She's calling us John. That must be the name that she allocated to us. I was wondering earlier, where did this John come from? I'm Raylan. Raylan Mori. Yella shrugs and smiles happily. Ho ho, I'm only pulling your leg, Raylan. You must be doing it on purpose. She's looking at me slyly, and is smiling even more gleefully. Get up and change your clothes, then follow me. How do I change my clothes? I don't have the correct currency for this timeline. Yeah, that is true. In a very sadistic way. Yes, no one suspects that we'll be living in this shattered house. Well prepared for all contingencies. Don't assume everyone is as dumb as you. Okay. She steals a glance at me as she embraces herself smugly. Well, that's good. See the stairs over there? Prize aboard at the 3rd steps underside. I had a key inside. Key? Do we need a key? I survey windows. Is a key needed? Isn't it easy to simply open a window and climb inside? No, a key is required. That's what happens when you try to do things by force, Yella. They break. It's so frustrating. Your dad becomes berserk. And I watch her in fear. Although she said she wouldn't suck my blood, she didn't say that she would not bite me with her sharp teeth if she became angry. Please don't lose your rationality and drop me. About to go to say that a vampire's vision is better than a human's vision, because they can see more in the dark. No jokes here, Yellow. This is no time for jokes. What is there then, Yellow? Is this the first floor? That hole was so big. It doesn't seem to have rotted naturally by itself. It can't possibly be a tunnel dug up by some wild beast or other. Oh no, my vault! Yellow goes there in a fluster, her face ashen. Vault? I follow her. At the vault entrance I see a flight of wooden stairs that is so badly damaged by termites and man-made reconstructed walls around us. From my current spot, the place really looks like a vault, but it is pitch black and I can't see anything further inside. Again, we don't have vampire vision. She keeps saying that she's a vampire, but other than her massive strength and bad temper, this vampire girl isn't even as scary as those human hooligans who kidnapped me earlier. Now that you're feeling better, would you like to eat something? We haven't eaten anything for the whole day. I don't think vampires eat that much. They drink a lot, but not eat. Gosh, you shouldn't have spouted that one out about, are you gonna drink my blood? Your memory can only take in things from less than half a minute ago. I told you before I won't suck your blood. But what if you're starving? Listen good. You made a pact with me to be my servant. Your blood has my scent in it. Do you think I will suck my own blood? Yes, this vampire has standard. I never suck a non-hostile person's blood, so every other human being then is hostile. Well, that's just great for her, isn't it? This treasured home of hers will soon be demolished. No, this building's owner is right here. I point to Yellow beside me. You say that she is the owner of this building? The man laughs as he just heard a choke. Otherwise, I glance at Yellow to confirm on things. She's gone, servant. How have I expected to give up so easily after all? You're not the owner? Suppose I say that I'm the owner of this mansion from 300 years ago. Do you think anyone would believe me? That is a good question. That is a good question indeed. But do you think she wants to create a ruse amongst the humans? Is there a vampire in a worse state than you? Say it. Say it again. Yeah, you should not have done that, mate. Not one bit. No, I'm good like this. I'd rather not be a vampire, thank you. I don't want to act this smug after all. No, again, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want your offer, Yellow. You say that now. Right. I remember wild fruits ate yesterday and nodded in agreement. Well, Missy, what should we do now? I have no idea. Anyway, let's go to the city for now. The city after 300 years is so huge, we'll definitely find our niche in there. Complete chapter 1, and now it's gone to a red-orange hue rather than the green one, which we had earlier. It's so hot! I'm the one finding it hot. Please walk slowly. I can't move quickly under the sun. Vampire and all that. I think you're wasting your breath with her when it comes to cooking and all that. I mean, she's a vampire. She doesn't know much about cooking, and therefore, as a vampire, you wouldn't even need to learn how to cook because the only thing you consume is blood. You're a chef. Can you cook anything with blood? What are you saying? That plaything you call blood is a monster's food. How can humans like us prepare dishes out of blood? What if a cute monster asked you to cook something that contains blood? Or else she would tear off your head. Acquainting. Did you learn this kind of logic from gorillas? No. Humans to humans after all. And we evolved from gorillas and apes. Logic? What is logic? Shut up. Yellow looks away and doesn't want to talk to me anymore. We didn't see a single well as we wandered around. I really wonder how do the people here get their water? Through taps and water bottles. Stuff that you've never heard of before. Convenience store. They put their things in there? The convenience store has a clean glass panel for its outer wall, so we can see the interior easily, which has an assortment of food on display at the shelves inside. But there's a thing called money which you don't know about. There's so much food inside. There are small pastries and those are bread. They're so well made. Shh. Hey, That deep red liquid should be blood, right? No, it's not. It's not blood. Blood? Look over there. Yellow points to a row of bottles at one part of the shelves. Each bottle is crimson in colour, and it really looks as if it contains blood. No, it's just strawberry. They can't be saying blood. Don't tell me that people nowadays do business with vampires. Right, it is a great era. Come, let's go in and take... No, don't take them! Do you know that's called shoplifting? The way cooking is now is vastly different from when you cooked. But then again, you probably still get the basics down, no problem. Like cutting stuff up. Find work as a mason or a labourer. I would need to toil for at least a day before I could get any wages of this kind of work. Is there a faster way? As I think hard about my options, I noticed a male passerby is placing money into a cup on the roadside, and a wrinkled old man is seated behind the cup. They can still do this? Yeah, it's called homelessness. As I stare in astonishment, another woman comes over from the other direction, passes that cup, and tosses a few coins inside. Do the beggars nowadays have such low standards? They only need to display a cup and they'll get money in no time. What did you say? It seems she has recovered a bit and reopened her eyes, but she's still a little groggy. I have an idea. You should rest here first. I'll be back shortly. Eh? Where are you going? Earn money. What? How are you going to do that? Don't worry. You will see it shortly. I get up and look around. Hold on. Don't go too far. You'll be dead if you're too far away. Yellow grabs one corner of my shirt. I know. I'll become a skeleton, right? I won't go far. I see a metallic drum nearby, and it's filled with all kinds of junk. It should be a garbage bin. I'm going there. I won't die, right? Go ahead. I head towards a garbage bin, rummage through it, and find an empty metallic container that resembles a cup. In no time, I can barely make up the words. Tinned synthetic fish. Oh my goodness sakes. Haha, look. I smugly bring the tin back. Yet I just glanced at the thing in my hands before closing her eyes again. She looks weaker than before. Don't tell me she's close to death and appeared euphoric just now. Oh my god. My vision again becomes distorted. Will I turn into a skeleton instantly if she dies? This isn't good. I quickly place the tin in front of me and copy that old man by caressing my forehead and sitting backwards at an angle. What are you doing? I seem to have disturbed Yellow. She forced her eyes to open to look at me. Do you not see the person over there? We're replicating their actions. It works either way. Unfortunately, if we use up too much blood, that will happen. Yellow's tone in her voice suddenly becomes frantic. Fine, I get it, Missy. Just relax a bit. Don't get too carried away and die a sudden death. I'm not an idiot like you. But you are already a vampire of principle. I would certainly find any person at random and suck his or her blood to fill my stomach if I were a very hungry vampire. Sorry. I was crazed with hunger and had even eaten the bones meant for a rich man's dog when I was a child one time. Needless to say, I got beaten by them. That's so stupid. In what way are such people any different from wild beasts if they can't even adhere to their own principles? When people are crazy with hunger, they are wild beasts. Just like vampires are in a way. Yellow, if you're going to ask what I think you're going to ask, just don't. Just don't, please. You'd like to donate blood and receive compensation for it? Compensation? Donate blood? Yes. The nurse's words are confusing, and I scratch my head in puzzlement. In other words, you would like to donate blood and obtain payment in return for it, am I right? Yes, that's right. Okay, is this young lady donating her blood as well? She writes something on a book and then turns to ask Yellow at one side. Me? No, she's not donating her blood. The nurse sizes me up, then looks at Yellow before smiling broadly. Alright, here's a form. Please fill your personal particulars at this section, and I will call you to draw your blood shortly. She gives me a pen and paper, then points to an area on the right. That place has a lot of chairs for resting. Okay. Hold on, sir. The nurse suddenly calls to us to stop just when we're about to head there. Could you tell me your blood type, please? Blood type? What is blood type? I shake my head. Very well. I'll arrange for a blood test then. Oh. I nod and walk towards the indicated area. The people here find it suspicious I'm so ignorant of things. I take a seat while shaking my head. Yellow also sits down. Not really. That nurse is quite friendly, and patiently explained everything to you with a smile when you looked confused. Is that so? By the way, what do you think? Do you know what is blood type? As far as I know, blood has 4 types. A, AB, B, and... oh Christ, what's the other one? It's not C. Yeah, you know. Why, of course. Yeah, different blood types have different tastes, don't they now? Sweet ones, sour ones, savouries, extra savouries. That's not it. Non-applicable. Not applicable. Where's a male? Either one. Either will do. I mean, it's the same blood after all. I rest my right arm on the table, then she ties my arm with a brown-coloured band, takes the surrounding part a few times, and a dark-coloured vein bulges. Will this hurt? I begin to feel nervous after seeing my own vein. It will just hurt a bit when I poke into you. Relax. Next, she uses a cotton wool to apply a rather cool liquid on my skin. Then she retrieves a tube from a transparent bag. One end of the tube has a long and sharp metallic needle. I won't die from... No, of course not. I shiver involuntarily when I see that needle and tube. You are a joker. It would take just a second, don't worry. I'm so nervous my muscles have become tense, and I can't bring myself to observe the nurse in her work, so I've no choice but to look elsewhere. Where is Yella? This girl didn't follow me. I thought she promised to protect me. Damn, I actually believe this tricky vampire girl. So much for whatever pact. Ow! I'm still anxiously looking around for Yella when I suddenly feel something hard pierce my skin. I turn there in reflex and see my crimson red blood flow across the tubing from the back of the needle into a round, long-necked, clear glass tube. My vision is getting blurry. Is my life being drawn away? Is this the end of me? I still haven't married anyone, opened my own restaurant. It's done. Use it to press on it and the bleeding will stop in no time. The nurse's sweet tone, her voice snaps me out of my daydream. She pulls the needle She pulls out the needle in my arm and gives me a piece of cotton wool to press onto my wound. Done? I didn't die. Did I? Yes, rest here a while. The results will be out shortly. Yay! The results will be out shortly. What will the results be? What is the blood type of us? What is this? I'm very sorry. Your blood count is insufficient and you are not allowed to donate any blood. I can't? I only got pricked by a needle for nothing and even lost a tube of blood. Here's a couple of food vouchers. You can use them at your kiosk in the foyer to get food and water for free. The nurse retrieves 2 small tickets from her pocket. Really? That's great. I glance at Yetta. She's also looking at me and is licking her lips again. Ah, by the way. What's the matter? Do you have any other questions? I hesitate for a moment, but I decide to inquire for Yetta nevertheless. Could you tell me if I can exchange a piece of... What? We're going to go and requench our hunger in the next time, folks. So, thank you all so much for watching. This has been a bit of a mad show, hasn't it? Now, I've already encountered 2 of the endings to this game. Like, I'm not sure how many endings there are, but we've definitely got 2 of them from the prologue of the game. And now we're here in the survival chapter of all things. So, thank you all so much for watching. See you all in the next time of Vampire's Melody. Have a lovely day and take care of yourselves.